Hey everyone, it's Yvonne Emile Elizondo from Silver Moon Astrology and Transpersonal Counseling, also known as Silver Moon Counseling. And it is Mercury retrograde time. Again, I know we're here. And I'm so excited because I absolutely love when my technology goes haywire, I schedule clients at the wrong day and wrong time. My communications just go out the window. I miss emails. I just misperceive a lot of stuff. I am so excited about this Mercury retrograde. No. Capricorn sarcasm there, of course. Okay. Mercury retrograde time can be a challenging time, right? I've recorded this video 3 times. I uploaded it yesterday only to realize that the technical part of it, the audio part was just like not working. So I'm already in Mercury retrograde. Now I'm one of those people, okay, that was born with Mercury retrograde in their chart. It's natally, it's at the very top part of my chart. It's the most visible planet that you see for me. Okay. So words for me are like words that express for me just kind of get jumbled in my mouth a lot. And you probably noticed that. But anyhow, so I am here because I do want to give you an idea of what this Mercury retrograde is about, what the ins and outs potentially could be, and how we can use that energy to survive this Mercury retrograde, and maybe what you can do for self-improvement or self-development, or even just spiritually, what this time could be. So this Mercury retrograde is in Virgo, and it starts officially on 8/23, which was Wednesday, August 23rd at 3:31 p.m. And that was Central Standard Time. So I think no, I don't think, I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember. We go direct, Mercury turns direct on September 16th. Yeah, September 16th. So we have a few weeks here where this Mercury retrograde in Virgo is going to be showing up differently in our lives, but collectively, let's talk about what that means. So I'm going to show you the chart. And as usual, let me get in here. Okay, so here we go. I've been trying to make friends with Mercury retrograde because literally this Mercury retrograde is, it's kind of like, let me just say this, okay? I was looking at the chart and I was trying to decide how this was going to play out. Okay. And for me, I'm looking at the chart and there's this beautiful, beautiful trine that I'm going to show you. And there's an earth trine in this chart for this Mercury retrograde, or the beginning of this Mercury retrograde anyways. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. That's like ice cream, yummy, yummy ice cream, like mint chocolate chip or orange sorbet, because those are my favorite. Right. And then I looked at the rest of the chart and I was like, ouch, this feels more like cacti. More than one cacti or thumbtacks. So it's ice cream and thumbtacks, ice cream and cacti. I think we're going to get, so, okay. All right. So let me show it to you because I'm really with this one. This one can go one of two ways. 50 chance. Okay, here we have the Mercury station retrograde. Okay, it is in Virgo. Please don't pay attention to any of the houses, none of the numbers. We're not looking at the house placements. We're just looking at the connection between the planets. And so it is in Virgo. It is an earth-based Mercury retrograde. And so I'm going to give you the ice cream piece first because this is what I'm excited about. We do have this Mercury retrograde in a beautiful trine with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn and Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. Okay, so this is a very strongly oriented Mercury retrograde, at least the beginning of it, right? So I like to use the beginning, the initiatory energy to kind of dictate what this Mercury retrograde is really going to be about. So that is the really nice part of it. I feel this earth part of it is going to have a lot to do with this. So I want to come back to that earth piece. But here we have Mercury retrograde again. But now, as you'll notice, it is stationing, not stationing. It is conjunct, pretty close conjunction, not too close, but Mars. Okay. I personally like Mars in Virgo. My daughter has Mars in Virgo in the 3rd house. And so she shoots off, words and communicates very directly with a lot of detail. Okay. So, I like Mars in Virgo. But here's the thing. It is opposing, both of these planets are opposing, Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And this is the part where I feel it's going to kind of give us a bit of a pickle, so to speak. Okay, bit of a cacti. All right, the other placement that I feel might be a little is the sun just entered Virgo. So it is a Virgo sun, but this is the sun is opposing Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Now, this moves along pretty quickly, but I feel the beginning of this Mercury retrograde might be a little bit more challenging than not. So let's talk about those different pieces. Okay. So, and I'm going to get my phone here because I want to make sure that I talk about the pieces, because then if not, I'll forget. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about Mercury retrograde and what that means, right? So Mercury represents the mind, it represents communication, it represents travel, movement of people, things, concepts from one place to another. So it's movement. It's the messenger of the gods. It really likes to move around a lot, and it is very, very strong. It's a rulership in Virgo. Okay, and in Gemini. We're not going to talk about Gemini right now, but we are going to talk about Virgo because this Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. So this naturally should be a more smooth thing, or I don't know how to say it, a more strong kind of Virgo since it's in its own rulership. Okay, so maybe it won't show up as challenging as it usually does. Okay, so this earth sign is really about practicality. It's and this is the Virgo earth sign, that practicality. It likes to look at the details of things. It's the researcher. It really likes to dive in deep into the nitty gritty of anything that it taps into. Okay, but sometimes diving too much into that nitty gritty can make you feel overwhelmed. And if you have too many things to discern from, then sometimes Virgo energy, because it's more practical and it's not a risk-taking energy, can start looking like a negative Nancy and become maybe critical of everything that it's seeing, all the details. Okay, and Virgos, if you have any Virgos in your life, whether it's Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, you may notice that they're more self-critical, like themselves. They really have a more challenging time with themselves. They look at all the pieces of themselves, and it's, they just internalize that energy more. So with Mercury retrograding, you may feel more of that Virgo energy in your life, right? You may feel more of that essence of looking too much into the details, overanalyzing, overthinking. This is not scientifically proven by any means, but in my work, I tend to find that Gemini and Virgos tend to be and Pisces to some extent, but we're going to leave them out of this because that's ruled by Jupiter. But Virgos and Geminis tend to be more nervous, okay, more anxious people, or they tend to be more prone to sensitivity to that. Again, can't prove that scientifically, but in my work, that's usually the way it shows up. Virgo also represents the healer in the chart. Okay, so there's this healing quality to Virgo. Even though it can be self-critical, it's always willing to caretake or be available for others. It's a very considerate sign. My sister Liz, okay, Dora, she is a Virgo rising, and she's like one of the most considerate, detail-oriented people that I've ever met. I absolutely love that quality in her. Okay, so we do have these, even my sister-in-law too. Okay, she's Virgo energy, super, aware and considerate of people. So we do have this quality in Virgo. So what does that mean for this Virgo, Earth trine, right? So the trine parts where we have Pluto retrograde in Capricorn and then Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. Well, I feel like the essence of this Virgo energy, or this Mercury retrograde in Virgo, is going to be very Earth oriented. Okay, so Earth signs are more practical. They're not very much risk takers. They're very solid, and they have this fortitude about them. Okay, they're going to take things slow for the most part. All right, they're not going to be rushing into anything. And even though Virgo is an air sign, okay, it's ruled by Mercury, the air. It is an Earth sign. Virgo, just to clarify, is an earth sign, but it's ruled by Mercury. So this Virgo earth has a lot of the mental qualities. So it is about communication. Okay. It is about, again, as I mentioned, looking at the details. Okay. Researchers are big here. Anything dealing with healthcare also tends to be located with Virgo. We do have the essence of party planners. Okay. Again, a lot of detail, a lot, anything detail oriented is probably going to be more suitable for this Virgo Mercury retrograde. Now, what exactly does this mean? Okay. what can you expect from this Mercury retrograde? Well, we have the classics, right? Miscommunication, misunderstandings, sending the email that you want to send to your coworker out to the entire organization, right? But besides that, right, we have the technical issues of like computers, and we have the issues with travel and, delays. But here's the thing, Mercury retrograde is really about, in any sign, it's really about stopping and reassessing. Okay. It's about, it's kind of like the universe brings in all of these little challenges or big challenges so that you can stop and you can reassess, right? So if you want to take the opportunity during this Mercury retrograde to really understand, for example, how you are communicating. Okay. What is it that you're looking at? What are the details that you're looking at that maybe are highlighting more of that negative Nancy in you? Okay. And do you really need to be looking at the details too much? Are you overthinking? Are you overanalyzing? Right. And what's the purpose of that? And maybe you need to learn some coping skills to manage that. Or maybe you just need to step into some quiet meditation time and calm that mind. Right. So this Mercury retrograde in Virgo, I feel, is going to have a significant influence on communication, okay, data, especially. So make sure that you double check everything. All right. It also has the potential for, some delays or some, issues to come up regarding maybe your daily routine. Okay. Because Virgo rules the sixth house. So it's your daily routine. You might find that you're more prone to delays or challenges in your everyday life. Okay. During this Mercury retrograde, I really like that this Earth potential allows us the patience, okay, to be able to maneuver through this Mercury retrograde. Now, when I said the cacti part, here's what I meant by that, okay? Mercury retrograde on its own in Virgo, even with that Mars quality, okay, Mars likes to shoot direct in Virgo, okay? It just goes straight. It's very thorough, it's very detailed. So I really like that part of this Mercury retrograde. However, okay, it is opposing Neptune retrograde in Pisces, right? And so Neptune has a history of like making things kind of foggy, right? Like we can't see things when Mercury is around, okay? You get the sense of over, estimating things. There's a delusion that tends to happen. You may feel like you have plenty of time to finish something and then you realize you have like 20 minutes, okay? So this Virgo, okay, and excuse me, this Mercury and opposing Neptune retrograde, Mercury retrograde, I feel like there's going to be a lot of internalization and maybe not being able to find direction, even though your natural tendency with this Mars is to move forward and be direct. I feel like you may not be able to find that. You may kind of be like me, can't get the words out, okay? Can't get the concepts out, having really misunderstandings with people, right? Because this Neptune really makes things foggy. So that is why I like this Earth trine for this Mercury retrograde, because I feel that this Earth is going to solidify and give us the opportunity to stop, reassess, calm down, be patient, okay, and really dive into the like pause, okay, and really assess whether or not what you're trying to do or what you're trying to discover, the direction that you want to go, is actually the direction that you should be going. And maybe you don't need to make a decision at this point, right? That Neptune piece is going to make it foggy for you. It's going to, not make you feel like you have any grounding. So I love this Earth trine for the beginning of, the energy infused to this Mercury retrograde. Now, here's the really cool part of this, okay, is that the Sun opposing Saturn retrograde makes me feel like the very first few days of this Mercury retrograde may make you feel like you're headed in the right direction, but not feeling like you're actually using your energy, like you're being held back, like there's some sort of resistance. And that's okay. That'll pass within the first, 5 days or so of this Mercury retrograde. After that, I feel that you will be able to, do the best that you can moving forward with this Mercury retrograde. So I hope that made sense, because I kind of feel like Neptune was just kind of involved in this brief explanation of this Mercury retrograde. But anyhow, so be patient, Watch your communications. Okay. Recognize that you might be a little delulu sometimes. Okay. And you might be overestimating or become, disillusioned or have this grandiosity of expectations during this Mercury retrograde, and then they don't work out. So use the earth quality and be patient. Be kind, be compassionate to yourself, okay? And mostly take a look at how you are communicating. This is a wonderful time for introspection. That's what retrogrades are about. How are you communicating? Is your communication style, working with everybody? Are you being forthcoming? Are you keeping everything in and maybe not sharing as much as you should with the world, right? That Virgo energy is about healing. So use it for yourself. All right, everyone. I hope this has been helpful. If you want to learn more about your astrology, you can find me at silvermooncounseling.org, silvermooncounseling.org, and everyone have a very pleasant, okay, crossing fingers, pleasant, all right, Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Take care, everyone. Blessed be.